If you're a Christian for your own sake, you'll find out in that day you haven't accomplished very much. You'll find that life moved you and shook you up and down, and you were a product of your circumstances. You were only doing as good as things were going instead of good as he is in you and as faithful he is through you. You missed that because your eyes were on something else. You cannot be a Christian for your sake. You have to be a Christian for his great name's sake. There's no other way to deny yourself or lay down your life than to step into his agenda. Now, here's the deal. That is not a sacrifice. That is the greatest privilege of your life. Because here's the thing. To live for yourself is the biggest burden. It's the biggest lie. It's where fear lives. It's where anxiety lives. It's where discouragement lives. It's where rightness lives. It's where pride lives. It's where discrepancies and animosity and frustration live. When you live for yourself, you invite everything that comes with that package, but it's not what you were ever created to be by God. It's what you became through the fall of man and Adam. You're born into that. Got to get born again, so you come out of darkness into the light. You put off the old and you put on the new. And watch this, I'm going to get extreme. You don't bring anything from there into here because this is new and that's old. Are you with me? There's no carryover. You don't want to bring in mindsets and mentalities and motives that were in your life before him. You got to get renewed in the spirit of your mind so you can be transformed. Yeah? So if the way you're thinking and believing isn't producing life and promoting his great name and manifesting the kingdom and causing you to see others for their potential instead of their demise, then you're not thinking in the truth. So you got to constantly challenge that until you put that aside and recognize, man, I was taught that in life, not by the giver of it. The world taught me that, the wisdom of man, the way that seemeth right. Man, that's the trouble. It seems right, and sometimes it's catchy and sneaky, and sometimes there's half-truth, and it's really hard to detect because it's somewhat true. But when you look at what it really produces, then you can see that it can't be the Lord. And you and I have to walk through that and work out our own salvation with a high reverence to who God is and what he called us to and what he paid for. Because when we're singing these songs and this little girl's up here singing and we're talking about Jesus and things shaking and the curtain tearing, and it's like we're all going, yeah, and I'm looking out and everybody's like, yeah, it's so awesome. So let's step into the full reward, the full purpose, the full manifestation of his intention when he sent the Son. See, I don't want to miss that. Let's not come to something like this and take all this teaching and get tricked trying to pour new wine into an old wine skin. Wonder if that's just wrong mentalities, wrong motives, wrong purpose, wrong perspective. Yeah? It's not an accident that all your life you were told things like what you don't know won't hurt you. Read your Bible, what you don't know is destroying you. And in all you're getting, it doesn't say get blessing. In all you're getting, get understanding. Seeing is a big deal. The enemy works in the realm of blindness. God works in the realm of light. Yeah? Well, what you don't know won't hurt you. Lie from hell. Lie from hell. Yeah? There's a lot of phrases you can come up with that are the total opposite. Well, love lays down its life for another. What have we all done? Some to more of a degree than another. We've lived at the expense of each other. Love lays down its life for another, and we've all lived at the expense of each other. We've used each other to get our way. We've manipulated. We've controlled. Spouses, they just give silent treatments and body language in their marriage to send a message instead of communicate. And then you leave for work and there's tension and pressure because nobody said a word, but they sure made it known how they feel. It's called manipulation and control. It's living out of your emotions. Living at the expense of another, the one that you usually say you love. You live in a family of 4, you cop an attitude and you put pressure on the other 3 that forces them to have to respond to you. That's living at their expense. You're not promoting life. You're not promoting kingdom. There's whatever thing that people do and they're stomping off and shutting yourself away and not talking for hours and forcing people to come to you and and then you don't cooperate. That's living at people's expense. And when you do that, all you do is boast in the fact without realizing it that you don't know him like we sing. It's not an accident that we've all lived that way at some level. This isn't mean. Don't get beat up by this. Get challenged and sobered by this. Let this just be a family living room kind of chat, right? Come on. I don't want all this amazing revelation and then not just be able to walk in love and make peace and show mercy and live in forgiveness. Because that's the point. And if we miss that, we miss the point. We've learned how to do church and haven't become her.